Hey, what's going on, everybody? Saturday night. I did a 15-mile walk today. That was a moderate walk. You know, I've been training for the my Grand Canyon hike coming up on May 15th, May 16th. And I'm watching the fights tonight, UFC. I don't know who you got, but big night. I got, okay, let's go over it. I got Usman over Masvidal. I like Masvidal a lot, but I just think Usman is going to win that fight. I don't know who you got. I got that Wei Li, I think her name, the Chinese woman fighter over Rose Namajunas. I like Rose a lot, but I just think the Chinese girl is tougher, and I think she's going to win. So those are my picks for tonight. It's going to be a great fight. I don't know who you got. Leave it in the comments below. Let's see. You know, I did a couple of podcasts. I've been talking about my experiences as a floor trader. For those of you who don't know my background, I was a member on 4 exchanges: the New York Futures Exchange, the NYMEX, the COMEX, and the Merc in Chicago. I traded on the floor for many years in all of those pits. And, you know, a story I like to talk about, or one of the things I like to talk about, is how as an independent floor trader, we used to try very hard to get to know the big order fillers, you know, the brokers who filled paper for the big Wall Street banks. Because if you got to know these guys, you know, they tell you what orders they had. They were not supposed to, but they tell you what orders they had on their deck. So we knew when the buying was going to come in, when the selling was going to come in, where those stop loss orders were, and we were able to play with that information. I mean, obviously, like if we knew there were big buy orders, you know, above the market at a certain price, we would just buy, you know, one lots and keep juicing up the market until it hit that price level and elected that big huge buy order, and then we'd already be long, and as the market ran up we would sell into that, and it was like a cash machine. So having that kind of inside information was really, really important and very, very helpful in terms of, you know, profitability on the floor. So we did everything we could to try to get friendly with those big floor brokers. We take them out, you know, drinks, buy them drinks, dinner, whatever. You know, I talk about, and I have on my website, Pitbull Economics, the daily treasury statement. And I've mentioned that many, many times. I talk about that. That daily treasury statement, that you could almost think of that like the order flow of the United States government, the U.S. Treasury. That is literally the checkbook of the United States Treasury, and it tells you every single day these massive flows, these withdrawals, right? Like withdrawals from your own checking account, that's when you're making payments, and deposits when money is coming in. And you're talking about flows in the billions or tens of billions, sometimes hundreds of billions, and these have absolutely an impact on the financial markets, both short term and, you know, medium term. But having that information is like having that deck, that broker's deck of, you know, what I was talking about, knowing where the order flow was. So if you haven't already purchased that, it's 99 bucks on my website, pitbulleconomics.com. If you go to courses, it's Understanding the Daily Treasury Statement. But knowing how to parse that information, knowing how to, and the great thing about that is it comes out every single day. So that is the most real-time information or financial flows that you are going to get anywhere. I mean, I sit back and I'm kind of laughing when I see the vast majority of economists, you know, they're looking at data from 30 days ago, from maybe last quarter, trying to extrapolate that forward. You know, I see these flows every single day. I talk about, for example, last week, the big news was the Biden capital gains tax proposal. And I said, first of all, that's not going to fly at the level or that the level that was mentioned. It was a negotiation tactic, number one. Number two, it's not about any one particular tax per se. It's about net spending. What taxes do is they affect how that income and those savings are distributed in the economy. But what you want to look at is the net spending, and that is spending in excess of taxation. That's deficit spending. That is a net addition to the income and the savings of the economy, of the non-government, of us. And as long as that number is positive, then really the only concern or the only thing we should be looking at is how is that distributed, because that would make a difference in terms of, let's say, what sectors are going to be strong, maybe what sectors are going to be less strong. But you want to see that net addition. When you look at the daily Treasury statement, you could see that information every single day. You know to a dollar exactly how much is flowing in or exactly how much is flowing out. I mean, if there's one concern I would have, if somebody were to ask me, Mike, are you concerned about the market being too high? Are you concerned about, inflation? I would say, look, my concern would be if net spending were negative. In other words, if spending were less than taxation, that would be a net reduction in income and savings to the economy. That would be like, I've used the swimming pool analogy so much. That would be like the water getting drained out of the pool. And we're nowhere near that. We are nowhere near that. So that is the thing you really need to focus on. Capital gains, that will affect certain sectors of the economy. That may affect the market in certain ways. But that's all, that's something we can figure out. The more important thing is, will net spending be positive? And by everything that we can see right now, and by the way the trends are in terms of government spending, in terms of what's being proposed, that net spending is going to stay positive. Anyway, I'm going to get back to watching the fights. Let me know who you got. And by the way, I like Chris Weidman too. He's from Long Island, like me. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt tonight. Let me know who you got, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.